The following is a commercial program paid for by Little Rock Trojan Sports Properties, Learfield, and the University of Arkansas, Little Rock. The opinions and views expressed belong to its sponsors and are not those of Mission Broadcasting Incorporated, Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated, this station, or their affiliates or employees.
There is a new head Trojan in Little Rock to lead Little Rock's team. He's no stranger to Arkansas and the game of basketball. He has coached in the NBA and now brings his coaching ability to Little Rock to lead the Trojans. This is the Darrell Walker Coaches Show with host Ray Tucker. The Darrell Walker Coaches Show is brought to you by Stevens Incorporated, Cleve Addy Incorporated, Zips Car Wash, Glazers Distributing, and these fine brands. We urge you to drink responsibly. And Dillard's Department Stores. Here with Ray Tucker is head Trojan, Darrell Walker.
I'm going to test some folks' memory here. I'm going to take them back good ways here, Coach, in the fact that there used to be a program called ABC Wide World of Sports, and the opening to it had the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. And so we're going to talk about the agony of defeat because we've had 3 games in the last week and a half, and all of them went down to the last 30 seconds of the game, and we lost all 3. And so it is very hard on your basketball team.
Oh, it's very frustrating. I'm sure the kids are frustrated because they want to win some games along that I want to win some basketball games. But all this, I still feel, Ray, is a learning process. Hopefully next year we're getting some games like that. We'll be able to pull those games out.
You played with a guy by the name of Michael Jordan, who was a guy that always wanted the ball in his hands at the end of the game.
A closer.
Yeah. How do you develop a player like that on a team?
Well, I think Ray John definitely has that ability as far as anybody on my team right now. Maybe Dre Burns, but really Ray John Tucker. You just got to put the ball in the guy's hands when you get time and crunch time and see if they can deliver. Some people can, some people can't.
We find ourselves in a very uncomfortable position, and we're in last place in the Sun Belt Conference. And in the preseason, we were picked to finish last. This basketball team has shown some really bright spots. You want them to play solid for 40 minutes. Teams in the NBA don't play solid for 40 minutes, but your basketball team's getting there.
No, we're starting to improve, and I know the record is not an indication of that right now, Ray, but I feel this team is progressing. I like our team. I like our young nucleus, and I'm excited about what's coming back next year. And let's be honest, the season's not over with, Ray, so we got a lot of games left, and our main thing is really just try to get to the conference play.
On Monday, Darrell allowed cameras in the locker room, and this was the message that he had for his basketball team. Let's take a look.
What's that? So it's on you guys. I'm done hollering and screaming. You guys want to win, you go out and take care of the basketball. You got 9 games to get to New Orleans. You get to New Orleans, you got 4 games to get to the NCAA tournament, which y'all think is so far in y'all mind right now that y'all don't believe it at all. All you got to do is get to the tournament in 4 games. That's all you got to do. Anybody can beat anybody. I've seen every team play. All these scouts that I've done, I've seen Georgia Southern, Georgia State. I've seen every team play, and anybody can beat anybody on any night. It's real simple to me. Anybody can beat anybody. Ain't no big dog. Texas Argent just went to Texas State. What did they do to them? Beat them double overtime. And y'all, and that's no disrespect that you tell all of them, but anybody can beat anybody. So you guys as a group got to make y'all mind up what y'all want to do. I'm going to keep coaching. I'm going to keep doing what I do. But it has to come within this locker room what y'all going to do. It's 9 games left. After that, it's going to be on me. I'm going to regroup. You damn sure know I'm going to handle my business in the summertime. I'm just letting y'all know that. I'm going to handle my business. But right now, you guys have to go out and say, we want to get to the conference tournament. That's all you want to do. You got 9 games left. All you got to do is win 7 of them. You may win all of them. If you do that, then you're really rolling going into the tournament. That's the key. Any of your coaches got anything? Everybody's good?
Last week, coming in the game here, App State had 0 wins in the conference. Boy, they found a way to beat us. Then they went home and beat out both Louisiana schools.
Beat the daylights out.
And you think about our last 4 home games. They all been 1-possession games, right? Took those around, where you stand.
I don't even want to think about that.
Just take away, and it's not. If somebody came in here and beat us, you know, me and coach would go up there and look at the field and say, well, you know, we could have done it like that.
They beat daylights out of us.
Hey, it happened.
Well,
Your basketball team, the mentality of it right now.
Oh, it's right now. It's still we have 9 games left. Our mentality is try to win every game that we can win and get ourselves to New Orleans. My whole mindset is to get this young team to New Orleans.
How do you get these guys on a roll?
Oh, boy, you got to win. You got to win one first, Ray. You got to win one first. You know that. You can't get on the road till you win one. We got some games coming up on the road. Hopefully we can take something from what these last 3 games at home, even though they've been losses. Hopefully we can take it on the road and get some wins.
For those teams who manage and win on the road, what's the secret there?
Oh, man, they take care of the basketball, and they rebound the basketball. It's no doubt in my mind. I think that's a formula for winning at any level. When you rebound on the road and you take care of the basketball, you have a good chance to win.
Your basketball team played in spurts against Arkansas State. Next segment, we're going to take a look at highlights from that game, which was a very exciting basketball game. But you got to get these guys where they're solid for a good period of time.
No, you need 40 minutes of playing time, and Coach Baker says it all the time. We're not good enough. Our margin of error is not good enough. We can take 5-10 minutes off in a basketball game. We're not that good. Some elite teams can do that. Tennessee, the Duke, those teams, they can do that. But we don't have that margin of error, so we have to learn to play for 40 minutes.
This is your first time around in this league.
Mm-hmm.
The quality of the guard play is unbelievable.
Oh, everybody told me when I took this job that the guard play was going to be incredible. It's a 6'5" and under league, to be honest about it, and that's what it is. We have a great wing player in ourselves and Ray John Tucker. Arkansas State has Cockfield, so it's definitely a 6'5" and under league. Good coaches and good players.
You know, I don't remember Cockfield from a year ago. I remember him from the other night. I'll tell you that. He's a heck of a player.
Now, he is flat out can play. He's going to have a chance to play overseas somewhere, maybe in the NBA down the line. He has a skill set that you can't teach. He has some tenacity. He's a good athlete, and he can flat out score that basketball.
We had an exciting game on Saturday against Arkansas State, an arch rival. The rematch is coming up on the 23rd. We'll look forward to that. But coming up here in the next segment, we'll take a look at highlights of a big Saturday at the Jack Stephens Center. Stay with us.
Ad. Shameful. There's never an acceptable reason for driving dirty. Not with Zips Unlimited Wash Club. For as little as $14.95 a month, members join unlimited washes. That's less than 50 cents a day. So, show some pride and Zips your ride. Join Zips Unlimited Wash Club today. Zips 3-minute car wash. Zip in, zip out, zip on.
When did too big to fail replace too smart to fail? When did trend overtake truth? When did putting clients first stop being second nature? For us, never.
You can't take a risk in any investment that if it goes wrong and you lose it all, that you endanger the ability of the firm to survive. And that's really what Wall Street forgot.
So when do you want to learn more about Stephens, one of the country's most successful investment banking firms?
Looking for something dependable this outdoor season? Then you're ready for Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs offers you a full line of steel products built for power and dependability. Trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, edgers, and lots more. Steel products provide comfort and features that help you get the job done right. Craig and the staff at Cleve Addy have a long list of satisfied customers because your needs are their top priority. Are you ready for more power? Get to Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs today.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Saturday at the Jack Stephens Center, it was a doubleheader. We had a nice crowd, biggest crowd of the year, which you expect that when Arkansas State comes to town. Let's take a look at the highlights as we've got lots of those for you here in this segment. Final score, Arkansas State wins it 84-83. Here's Nicola Merritt starting things off with a jumper beyond the free throw line.
We came out and kind of got after these guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We really defended well, I thought. I thought we got after. I thought Cockfield was defending well. He still made tough shots. This is Marquise Noel, you know, making a jumper right here. I like the way our team played, but like you said, Ray, we talked about earlier, we didn't play for 40 minutes. We didn't. As a matter of fact, both teams didn't play for 40 minutes. It was big spurts. I think they went on the 40-10 run, and then we went on the 35-8 run, something like that. So it was just a game of runs.
It was a great, I don't think I've ever done a game where we had runs like that. I wrote it down this morning. Arkansas, you were up 14. Mm-hmm. Arkansas State went on a 42-11 run.
Yes.
Second half, Little Rock goes on a 35-14 run. There were fans who left the game thinking the thing was over, and it was a long way from being over. Look, check that play out right there.
That's a beautiful pass by Marquise to Chris Banks, and you know he's going to finish. He's one of the best finishers in college basketball. Just a simple play right there to Ray John for an and one. We were really able to get out on the break, Ray, because we really were defending pretty good and getting rebounds and getting steals. We were able to get out in the open court where I think we're a dangerous basketball team.
Was that pass by Marquise between his legs?
No, it was a simple pass. I don't think it was.
I thought it was between his legs.
No.
I said on the radio to Patrick Newton, I said, if that pass went between his legs, and that play didn't finish with a basket, he was doomed to come to the bench.
No, he made a simple play, and he's been making more simple plays. I think that's when he's at his best, about making simple plays. Great block right there by Chris Bankston. Chris just has great footwork down there. I mean, this guy shoots a high percentage, efficient basketball player.
82-83% is Bankston on the season. Most of his shots are dunks. His footwork has improved tremendously.
His footwork is good, and he has another level I think he can go to the next 2 years. He shoots the ball better than people know, because he really can shoot the basketball, but he gets so close to the basket, he's able to get dunks most of the time. That's Nicola finally making a basket. He didn't play well this game. Ray John attacking the rim as usual. Really a good finish right there with Cockfield all over him. That was an unbelievable finish right there.
Ray John is so athletic.
And strong. You had some strength for that play right there.
And there he is with a three-pointer also.
You know, like the last 4 minutes, 3:51, Ray, our last 9 possessions, we turned the ball over 6 times. 6 times in 9 possessions. And that's why, you know, we went in down 2 instead of up by 6 or 8. That's Chris Bankston finishing a lot he missed right there.
And again, we're very appreciative of those folks who came out to the game and created a very nice atmosphere.
No, it was a great atmosphere. To walk out there and see that beautiful Jack Stevens Center filled up like it was, that was great for the guys, and I think that really got us going.
We've got to get these folks in Central Arkansas excited. I do want to say this very quickly. Joe Foley's teams are home this week. They play Troy on Thursday. They play South Alabama on Saturday. Get out and support those girls.
Yeah, they need to come out. Coach Foley's doing a magnificent job like he always does. His girls are at the top and have a chance to win the conference again, so please come out and support them.
All right, you guys have gone to a press, and it's very effective.
Yeah, we unfortunately, we get down, and then we have to try to get back in the basketball game and spend a lot of energy by pressing and trapping, but we're pretty good at it. I put Kamani Johnson at the head of that press, and we're pretty dangerous, and we got a bunch of speed out there. It's hard for teams to get the ball at the court.
You know, we had a call against Texas Arlington where they said the defender was in the cylinder, which I had never heard of, and that's something I think has surfaced this year. You guys pressed. Well, guess what?
We were in the cylinder.
If they were in the cylinder, you were in the cylinder a whole lot.
Now, we did a good job of getting back in the basketball game. Dre Burns gave us a great lift off the bench along with Chris Bankston, and we just kept the pressure on, man, kept attacking, and that's Dre, who has a beautiful mid-range game, just an unbelievable mid-range game. And we just kept pressing and kept getting after it, and you know, it was beautiful to watch these guys fight and get back in the game. And unbelievable move right there by Ray John Tucker, man. Just a great move. With a minute left, we're down by 8. We're still in the game.
Dre Burns came off the bench, very strong, 19 points, most of those in the second half, if not all.
He played well. I mean, we're pressing, we're scrambling, force another turnover right there. With our quickness, when we do press and trap, we're pretty good at it. And I know you talked about why we don't press all the time. Well, you don't want to do that the whole game because we're not deep enough to do that. If we were deep enough, I would do that.
All right, we're coming down the home stretch here. Ray John with a spin move in the paint.
That's a beautiful move by Ray John. I thought it was an and one move. Big time move right there. Big time move. That's the pressure again. Great hands by Ray John. Nice pass over there to Marquise. Big shot. Right in the game now.
You got a true freshman not afraid to take the shot at the moment.
You know, I'm on Marquise a lot, but he's not scared of the moment. I do understand that. He's not scared of the moment.
He knew that was going in when he left his hand.
When he left his hand. He works on his game. Ray John, another shot. You know, just unbelievable how we came back and got in the game. That was a big shot right there by Ray John Tucker. He didn't flinch either. He shot it with confidence. Just a tough call right there. That's a loose ball. We're diving for a loose ball. And Ray John kind of clips his leg and he makes the call. Right here, I just thought Lottie was fouled. The ball, he definitely was fouled. Right on the arm right here. There's no doubt in my mind we didn't get the call. He crosses over. If you can watch, he's hitting him right on the arm, and that ball just comes straight down. Has no chance of getting to the rim right there.
All right, you were a little
tough loss.
You were a little upset about that.
Yeah, I was, and you know, I'd like to apologize to the fans. I just kind of lost my emotions on that because we've lost a lot of tough games at home, and that was an obvious foul call by on Jay Lottie's elbow.
All right,
That
we're going to
wasn't
take a
called.
break, Coach. We'll be back with more of the Darrell Walker Coaches Show in just a moment.
When you choose West Rock Coffee, you realize that it's much more than coffee. This coffee is changing lives from crop to cup. Join us by making a difference, one sip at a time. Find West Rock Coffee at your neighborhood grocery store or on Amazon Prime.
Little Rock Trojan fans, you don't want to miss the 2019 Sun Belt Conference slate. Get to the Jack Stevens Center with your own conference flex plan, or by getting your group to the Jack with some of the top experiences in Little Rock. With 18 home games between our men's and women's programs, you don't want to miss out on the action. Be sure to call the Trojan Ticket Office today at 565-8257 or visit lrtrojans.com for more information. This is our city and our team, so make sure to come out and support your Trojans.
This year, make your outdoor living area more enjoyable. Get yourself an Exmark mower from Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs. Use what the pros trust and come demo the Exmark Radius Zero-Turn Rider or the Quest for commercial-grade residential landscaping needs. Purchasing Exmark products is easy and affordable with their special finance offers. Craig and the staff at Cleve Addy can get you what you need and repair what you already have. Are you summer ready? Get to Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs today.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
I know I'm old school, but when I was playing ball a long time ago, and maybe even when you were playing, Darrell, the fact that if you were a basketball player, you weren't allowed to touch a weight.
No,
And now that's a huge part of every program. And talk about the importance of the weight program at Little Rock.
I mean, you get a lot of kids that come in that are not fully developed yet, and you get a good strength and conditioning coach that can put good strength and mass on a player that really is going to help his game. It's going to help his overall game.
You know, I've seen that particularly in DeAndre Burns, Dre Burns, since he came in.
Lottie.
And also Jacek Lottie. Can't wait for Chris Bankston to fill out a little bit. But the strength coach is very, very important. Last week I had a chance to sit down with a gentleman who, by the name of John Barron, who's the strength coach, and he oversees all the athletes at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, not just the basketball players, but everybody refers to him as JB. And here he is.
Well, I'm the head of the whole department, which is really a lot of fun right now. I have 2 guys working for me. We're going to add a full-time. So I oversee all the sports here. My main team coaching responsibilities are men and women's basketball and volleyball, the teams that work out here. Right now, we're in season. It's late in the season, so we're going 2 days a week. We might go 40 on Mondays and 30 on, like today. We went today. I'm not saying maintenance. I hate that word because you always want to try to get better. The volume is very low. The intensity is medium to medium high. It's 2 parts to what I do. The first thing I do is I do the NBA Combine. I compare them by position to the best, and that's where they want to be. So I can tell them kind of where they are athletically compared to the point guard or the 2 or body composition. I just like the combine, wingspan, reach, all that. And then once I know that part, you can see also what the average weight is versus what they weigh. Usually it's considerably less. So then we start, well, how can this help you? And so the strength part is the hardest part to sell, but that's really what they need the most of, because if jumping was the answer, they'd already be great, because they do that every day. So you need a little bit of this too to help you jump better, run faster. And then the way I sell it is when we start doing those things and this gets better, and then that gets better because I time it. I do electronic timing, so we're not guessing. I'm not doing a watch. I can't give you anything. Dre Burns not only improved athletically, I mean, strength-wise. I mean, he's one of our stronger pound-for-pound guys we got in the school probably. but his max vert's gone from a 31 to a 40. Now, he doesn't use that in his play. You don't really see what he can do. But no, Dre Burns is the fastest guy on our team electronically. I mean, you can measure almost anything now, but I've kind of, I kind of look what the NBA does. I know they look on shots, but for athleticism, I try to just stick with what's proven. And they do the combine for a reason, so why wouldn't I just use what they do? But there's other things like heart rate monitors. We've used those in the past. And yeah, there's a lot of information out there. And of course, you get to see results on the floor. That's what really matters. But what I get to do is a lot of fun, because it's a lot of fun getting people better. But you kind of framed it correctly. How do you get them to buy in? Because they're here for a reason. They're good. So how can I get them to buy in? How we can make them better? That's the trick. So if somebody needs development, I have to make a case. I'd like to have more. And here's why. Short term they might miss a little bit of skills. Long term, you're going to have a better player. And people who need to gain 30, 40 pounds, that's what that's a decision a coach will ultimately make. But I have to make the case to see if that's something, and you have to focus on it. But here's the great news about what I do. Unlike skill, once we get there, you don't usually lose it. I can name 20, 30 guys that did it in 1 year. You have to invest. You want to invest in somebody. Shane Edwards was going to be a good player regardless. He's a way better player at 220 than he would have been at 175. I can tell you that. Chris Bankston came in there below 190, and he couldn't bench 135. And he was athletic. He touched a little square on the goal. He could touch over that, flat-footed. That's crazy.
Touch top of the square?
Over it. 11.7, 11.6 is the square. He can touch over it. He's the third fastest guy on our team. And our freshmen are above average athletes. I tested every one of them. Do they need some things strength-wise? Do they need some things, just to mature as a young man? Yes. But athletically, that's a good group. They're not, now I didn't get to test Nicola because he came in so late, then he sprained his ankle. So I didn't get to really see what he has. And I haven't yet. But there are others I did, and they're where you want them to. I mean, they're above what I usually see as freshmen. Now, Horse, got to put some weight on, no question, right? I think Monty's got a nice frame. We see if we can do something with that now. And Nicola, too. I mean, I like his frame. We don't get a lot of 6'10", 240 guys. So, I mean, I see a lot of potential. And that's what's fun about this business. It's a challenge to get somebody better. And then, the numbers are real. They're not fake. You can see it. You can just see how they change. And that's a lot of fun.
All of that being said, Coach, do your guys totally understand the importance of what John Barron brings to the table?
They do. They love the weight room. I have a bunch of guys that like the gymnasium. They like the weight room because they see JB can really help them. He's one of the best in the business. I've been around a lot of strength and conditioning guys. He's pretty good.
We're getting ready to go on the road to play Troy and South Alabama. Also, it was a special night at the Stevens Center over the weekend. It was a Hall of Fame weekend. We'll talk more about that in just a moment.
When did too big to fail replace too smart to fail? When did trend overtake truth? When did putting clients first stop being second nature? For us, never.
You can't take a risk in any investment that if it goes wrong and you lose it all, that you endanger the ability of the firm to survive. And that's really what Wall Street forgot.
So when do you want to learn more about Stevens, one of the country's most successful investment banking firms?
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Duck hunting with Evans is one of my favorite things to do. It's a tradition in our family, and we've been hunting for generations in Arkansas. I grew up hunting with my dad, and now I do it with Evans. And it allows us to spend time together. It allows us to be outside and enjoy Arkansas, teaching them about nature, teaching them about the life lessons that come with it. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Shop Vail Chevy and VailChevy.com today.
Independence, the ability to think freely. It allows you to tell truth from trend, to put clients first, to take the long view.
we're privately owned. We don't have public shareholders, and that's the very significant difference between ourselves and other firms.
Since 1933, independence has made Stephens one of the country's most successful investment banking firms. Feel free then to learn more about us.
As we alluded to a moment ago, it was a special weekend at the Jack Stephens Center, not only because arch rival Arkansas State was in town, but it was Letterman's weekend. It was also a Hall of Fame weekend. There's some shots from the Stephens Center along the wall there of some of the people who are in the UALR Hall of Fame. Those who went in this week included Karen Aston, who is now the women's coach at the University of Texas, being very successful. Bill Ballard, a gentleman that I have seen around the Stephens Center for a long, long time. That's Coach Ballard right there. And I did not realize that he was, a long time ago, was not only the coach, but was also the athletic director at Little Rock. And he laid a foundation that a lot of people have prospered from. Also going to the Hall of Fame from the golf side, Mike Morrison, a gentleman that I had a chance to know for years, and Sarah Wilkstrom, both those in golf. And then Chassie Reed, who played for Coach Foley, who was a heck of a scorer. I thought, Darrell, that she had the prettiest shot, maybe the prettiest shot I've ever seen a basketball player, NBA or any place else also. So anyway, let's talk back here just a moment, if we can, and look into the week ahead. You got a road trip. It's always hard to win on the road. Again, right? You start off at Troy, Alabama. That's coming up on Thursday. It's a 6 o'clock game, so the radio broadcast will start about 5:45 on 94.1 The Point. And then we'll head out from there. We'll head over to South Alabama. Yes. We're going to travel just a little bit different as we head down to Troy, and your players are going to get a little taste of Clark University, where you used to be. Yeah, we're going to go over to Clark Atlanta University. I'm going to take the guys and let them eat in the cafeteria, and then we're going to have a little practice over at the gymnasium, and then head on down to Troy. So I think that'll be good for them guys to experience that. Will that show your guys a little bit to be thankful for what they have? Yeah, it will. Nothing against Clark. Now, nothing against Clark. It gave me my first experience as a college coach. That's going to always be a special place in my heart. But I think they'll love the environment of HBCU school. You beat both Troy and South Alabama here, and so your team understands the importance of these guys going to be laying low for you. Oh, they're going to be waiting on us. I'm sure their coach has been watching film. I've been watching film. So we got to go down there once again and take care of the basketball and rebound the basketball, and we'll have a chance to win some games. Turnovers. One of these days we're going to quit talking about that, right? I'd love to stop talking about it. No, we have to take care of the basketball, and it's funny because Chris Bankston told me yesterday. He said, "Coach, we've all talked among ourselves that we got to take care of the basketball. You're giving us the right game plan to win basketball games, and we're just giving teams basketball wins because we turn the basketball over." Darrell Walker, always a pleasure to be with you. Thanks. You're the best, Ray. Appreciate you. Look forward with the road trip, part by plane, part by bus. Yes. Doesn't matter. All we want is a couple of road wins in our pocket, and we'll be happy. Winning cures everything. Trust me, winning cures everything. Folks, we appreciate you very much. Don't forget the women's team playing Thursday night against Troy at the Stephens Center, and on Saturday against South Alabama. We're on the road, and we'll see you again next week.
The Darrell Walker Coaches Show with host Ray Tucker has been brought to you by Stephens Incorporated, Cleve Addy Incorporated, Zips Car Wash, Glazers Distributing, and these fine brands. We urge you to drink responsibly. And Dillard's Department Stores. Go Trojans!